What up, fellas? Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast. I'm your host, Big C Got Game. Yo, before we get started, I need y'all to do me a favor. Go ahead, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new, and hit those links in my description. Follow your boy on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, at Big C Got Game. And Snapchat is Big C_23. Yo, our squad is balling. We're 5-2 right now. We are one game away from being bowl eligible. Not gonna lie, this is a shock. We beat UCF this past week. 34-31 was the final score. As you can see, we trailed after the first quarter, and then we just kind of took over in the second. It was a back and forth game, and then we put up the touchdown in the fourth, and it was all over. Taking a look at the stats, DK1 actually had a pretty good game, 24-34 for 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. On the ground, though, we're unstoppable. Martez Carter is balling, 29 carries for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kincaid finished with 13 carries for 62 yards. With a nice 21-yard scramble. Let's get back to Tez, though. He is really balling out of the backfield with receptions. He had 6 catches on the day. But the big news coming out of this week was Caleb Salmon. 7 grabs for 109 yards and a touchdown. I mentioned before in one of the podcasts that he needs to have a bigger role, and he showed up big against UCF. He put a nasty move on a corner to get his touchdown, and then he just found his way to get open every time Kincaid looked his way. Like I said, Carter finished with 6 grabs for 53 yards. Keigler had a great day, 3 catches for 23 yards. Pate had 3 for 43. Davis and Clark both had 2 grabs, and Jackson had 1 catch. On defense, the linebacker, Mr. Christmas, led the way with 5 tackles. Bridgewater, Cargo, and Hill and Cherry all had 4. We had 1 interception on the day. It was Rockwell. It was at the end of the first half on a Hail Mary. And then Mullins had a sack, and that would be it. The defense, again, bend but don't break kind of defense. They gave up only 130 passing yards to Milton. He finished 14 of 16 with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, but we got smoked on the ground. Hamilton had a huge day, 12 carries for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 72-yard beast mode run. He is a great back, but I'm just happy that we were able to contain their offense. Their passing game was non-existent, really. 3 catches across the board for their 3 top receivers. On defense, they had a lot of pressure on us, but we still came out with the W, and we moved to 5-2, and UCF falls to 3-4. We take a look at the top 25 in the bye week. Ohio State still sits at number 1. Alabama is 2 at 7-0. Tech, Oklahoma, Stanford, Florida State, Washington, Georgia, K-State, and USC round out your top 10. Interesting, Ohio State and Alabama are your 2 only undefeated teams in the top 10. Penn State, Auburn, Clemson, Michigan, Florida, NC State, USF, Missouri, Oregon, Ole Miss, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Houston, Minnesota, and Northwestern roll out your top 25. How is Wisconsin in the top 25 and they're 3-3? They lost to Ohio State. They lost to Northwestern. How are they still in the top 25? That's interesting, yo. We should be ranked. Let's see. Did we get any votes this week? Dang, still no votes this week for top 25. And we got a better record than Northwestern, Wisconsin, Clemson. Wow. That's okay, though. They still sleeping on our Tigers. So since we're in the bye week, it's time to take a look at our season stats, and don't judge what Kincaid has done so far in the passing game. He's thrown the ball 208 times and completed 135 for 1,723 yards. He's got 7 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. He's averaging almost or just over 246 yards per game. And check it out, Martez Carter is balling, y'all. I told y'all, 168 carries for 968 yards, 15 touchdowns on the year. He is our workhorse, and he is balling. Kincaid, like I said, makes up for his mistakes through the air on the ground. He's got 110 carries for 731 yards and 6 scores. Flowers, we need to get him more touches. He's got 27 carries for 134 yards and 3 scores. Our wide receiving core, Darrell Clark leads the way with 35 grabs for 445 yards and 2 touchdowns. Khalif Salmon, 22 grabs for 340 yards and a touchdown. Carter's third on the team in catches with 20. Davis has 15 for 218 and a touchdown. And Keigler has 14 grabs for 96 yards and 2 scores. A lot of his touchdowns come on the goal line where Kincaid will audible out of a play and just dump it right over the defense to Keigler. Routes another dangerous weapon that we have. The 5'7" freshman has 14 grabs for 304 yards, and Derek Pate has 14 grabs for 180 yards and 1 score. On defense, Deontay Bridgewater is the leader. He's got 49 tackles on the year. No sacks, but he also has 2 interceptions. Dearius Christmas, 43 tackles, 6 tackles for loss. Injured Montrell Meander, he's third on the team with 32 tackles. The defensive line gets after the quarterback. Christopher Johnson has 4 sacks on the season. Brandon Varner also has 4. LaAllen Clark has 3 sacks. Donald Freeman chips in with 2. Mullins, Wells, and Kendall Hill all have 1. And the interceptions, as we said, Bridgewater leads the way with 2. Rockwell, Cherry, and Jackson all have 1. So it's time to hit the recruiting trail and take a look at our board and see where we stand. Charlie Brooks still has Grambling leading LSU, and he's supposed to be coming on a visit here real soon. Quarterback John Nichols had his visit last week, and our lead has continued to grow over Tulsa. Brian Smith also came to visit, and look at the lead that we have over Tulane now. He is really close to signing with the Tigers. Cornerback Reggie Pierce has Grambling as his favorite team. North Texas is giving a final push, but it looks like he could be signing with Grambling any day now. Corner Julius Lamb is up in the air. He's got Grambling leading Tulane, but Southern and Louisiana Monroe are making a strong push. Grambling's lead is getting smaller with Tulane. Running back William Higgs now has Grambling as his number 1 team. As we said before, he would make a great 1-2 punch with Charlie Brooks. Wide receiver Gerald Cox has Grambling as his number 1 team over Ole Miss. James Herron still has Grambling as his number 1 team over LSU. Wide receiver Demetrius Gunn has Grambling State in his top 7 schools, but Grambling has a long way to go because Alabama, Notre Dame, Florida State, and Oklahoma lead the way. Same can be said for free safety Josh Carey. He has Grambling in his top 10 schools, but it's going to be a hard fight for him. NC State, University of Kentucky, and Alabama, and as well as Louisville lead the way for the safety. Talking about safeties, Will Gibson came on a visit, and he loved Grambling's campus. He has Grambling as his number 1 team, and the league continues to grow over Houston. Quarterback Ben Smith has Grambling over Southern right now. He'd be a great addition because of his arm talent. And as we sim ahead to week 10, first I need to take the time out to say thank you guys, man. We hit over 300 subscribers this week. I really do appreciate the love and support. Like when I first started this channel, I didn't think it would grow this quick, but I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for showing so much love. And like I said, as soon as we hit 500 subscribers, I got a gift for you guys. So make sure you guys keep sharing the videos and liking the videos and telling your friends about them. Because we're about to make some major moves and do some big things this year, man. Again, thank you guys so much. And follow your boy on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Big C Got Game. And come through, show some love to the Facebook page and the Twitter and the Instagram. All right, so here we go. We're jumping ahead to week 10 as we take a trip down to Duke University. Mainly known for their basketball team, but their football team isn't too bad. They're coming in 3-4 and after a loss to Vodtech last week, 34-17. Right now they're on a 2-game losing streak because they lost to Virginia a week before that, but they do have wins over Georgia Tech, Pitt, and Troy. The Blue Devils are led by quarterback Daniel Jones. The sophomore has thrown for 1,529 yards with 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions on the year. He's handing the ball off to senior running back Sean Wilson. The 5'9", 185 senior is known as a speedy back. He's rushed for 532 yards, 5 scores. Also, Jones is a dual threat. We got to be careful with him. He's got 69 carries with 214 yards. But Wilson's backup, Britain Brown, the power back, is a freshman, 44 carries for 180 yards and a touchdown. Jones is throwing to a talented wide receiving core. TJ Ramming leads the way with 44 grabs for 873 yards and 8 touchdowns. Jonathan Lloyd is a junior. He's got 18 grabs for 223 yards, no touchdowns yet. But Sean Wilson out the back has 17 catches for 209 yards and 2 scores. On defense, the Devils are led by Xavier Carmichael. He's got 48 tackles on the year. Victor, I'm not even going to try to say his name. I'm calling VD. That's terrible. The freshman is second on the team with 44 tackles and 2.5 sacks on the year. Joe Giles Harris, another linebacker, 41 tackles and a sack as well. VD leads the way. I feel so bad calling this guy that. VD leads the way with sacks. Ben Humphreys, the middle linebacker, has 2 on the year. And left end Drew Jordan is another freshman. He has 2 sacks as well. Cornerbacks Mark Gilbert and Brandon Feemster lead the way with 2 interceptions. McDuffie, Giles Harris, and Fields Jr. each have 1 apiece. And it looks like Kurt is rolling with the Tigers. Even though Duke has a better team all around, he's still rolling with the 5-2 Grambling State Tigers. So it's time to get ready for Week 10 versus Duke. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget to hit those links down in my description box. Follow your boy on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Big C Got Game. And we'll talk soon as we head down to Duke University. Make sure you guys check me out, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.